What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at the newest deck coming to the Riffle Shuffle lineup. That's right, this deck was produced by Kevin Yu, and it's a banger. The deck I'm speaking of is the Sirius B playing cards. That's right. So buckle in your seatbelts, because we're going there. Let's go. Alright, so the Sirius B playing cards. This is the newest release by the Riffle Shuffle family, okay? It is inspired by the Sirius B, which is the brightest star in our night sky, alright? This deck sports a prominent wave design element, which represents, various rays of travel throughout the universe, such as light we see and all the surroundings and the galaxies and all that crazy stuff intertwined, right? And we'll get into the back design and whatnot, but you'll see a bunch of gradients of colors, that range from like light blues to deep maroons with pinks and all these different hues. And it's an embodiment of the celestial vision, okay? All pointed, which is crazy, but it's at a 60 degrees to the right, which is an indication of Sirius B's location relative to Earth. The tuck box features a wraparound design, which you can see here. All right. And actually, which I don't have two other decks, but if you put two other decks with this, in a specific way, you will get a very cool display. All right. So, yeah. Very, very cool. So, yeah, like I said, it wraps around, which is really cool. It's all white for the most part. And like I said, you got those blues and pinks and purples and all this. It almost looks like a big splash of paint, almost. You know what I mean? If you really, really get into it. So, yeah, like I said, that wraps all the way around. All right. Here on the bottom part, it says Sirius B, all right, on the side. Like I said, that continues there. Nothing on the tops, nothing on this side, all right. Here on the bottom, you have a little bit of ad copy from Riffle Shuffle, all right. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. Says 2018 first edition, 1 of 5,000. This is a 1 of 5,000. This is a 5,000 print run on these, so these are limited edition. They are, of course, produced by the man himself, Kevin Yu. If you don't know who Kevin Yu is, he is a just legend in the playing card and cardistry world. These are designed by Adrian Valenzuela. Adrian is also responsible for the Memento Moris that I also did a review of. I'll leave the link up here. You guys go check that out. The Memento Moris by Chris Ramsey, that is, not the other ones. And yeah. And then on the inside of the tuck flap itself, we do have a little bit of writing that says, "Made on Earth by Humans." All right. Nothing else there on the tuck flap itself. So that's it for the tuck case. Let's look at these cards. All right, so here we have the back design of the deck itself. All right, like I said, these are limited to 5,000 in print. All right, very nice back design. Adrian and Kevin really came together and did it justice. These are printed on the thin crushed B stock by the United States Playing Card Company. They do have a traditional cut and an air cushion emboss with a really nice thin poker border along the sides, thin to medium-ish, I guess you can say. And yeah, let's look at the rest of these cards. All right, so with this deck, you're going to get a couple cards. You're going to get this double backer, which has this way different colored back on one side, as you see here, and the main design as we just seen earlier on the other. I don't know if this is also a sign of things to come, maybe a V2 or maybe even a later version. Who knows? But it can be used to look like a very cool deck switch if you really wanted to. The next card you're going to receive is going to be just a Riffle Shuffle ad card. All right. And the last two cards you're going to receive are these two original and duplicate jokers. All right. And if you're wondering, why dogs? Why does there have dogs? Well, since the Sirius B is located in the constellation Canis Major, which is also known as the Big Dog, this is why there are the dogs, because they are known as the Dog Star. And that Adrian made sure he reflected in the two jokers. So, this deck does come with 100% custom pips and indices, as well as court cards, which we will get into in a moment. As you can see, Adrian went with a very, very close and similar proximity of the Memento Moris when it came to the clubs and spade pips, in my opinion. Almost maybe a little too close to home. It is still a great deck if you want to use this for any kind of Magic, gameplay, or cardistry. Okay, so here are the face cards or the courts for this deck here. Like I said, very, very similar in the sense of the Memento Moris. It definitely touches home in a big time sense. As you can see, they really went with a nice theme here with that whole, you know, like almost like the front of the deck, how it had the, you know, different colors and it looked like a paint splash almost. It really, really flows with the whole theme of the deck, which I can very much so appreciate. Here are the aces. All of the aces are your prominent aces for the most part. You have the huge diamond for the ace of diamonds, the huge club for the ace of clubs, the huge heart for the heart, and the beautiful, amazing looking ace of spades here. All right. And here, let me see if we can get you guys focused in. It says produced by Kevin Yu, Riffle Shuffle playing cards. And here was a quick little variance. If you guys are not familiar with the Memento Moris, these are the courts versus the Memento Moris. As you can see, the very close in proximity as far as the pips and the pips. Even the hues are the same hues, the black to the purple. Okay, very, very close. All right, almost too close. That would probably be the only thing. And even the courts themselves, the stained glass look with no face and no features exactly, kind of even similar, you know, with this. So same thing with the reds, or in this case the maroons or pinks, very close as well. When you look at the diamonds, all right, this one here, if you look, boom, and then versus that, very close once again. And like I said, it's not even a big deal. It's just very, very close. And yeah. All right. So this deck, what do I give this deck? I give this deck a easy 4 out of 5. All right. Why do I give it a 4 out of 5? I would have gave it a 5 out of 5. But because it was too reminiscent of the Memento Mori deck for me, it really hit home as far as the courts were concerned. That in itself was a little, yeah. It was a little, like I said, a little too close to that design. Other than that, it's a great deck, whether you're, you know, like I said, you're a cardist guy, you know, out there doing your cool flourishings and whatnot, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, it's made for anything. Magic, cardistry, gameplay, poker, you name it. You can use this deck for it all. Like I said, with the 2 duplicate jokers, makes it good for, you know, some magic tricks with the cool back design. You know, it definitely makes it good for cardistry as well. And yeah, very flexible deck, very flexible. Pretty springy, as you can see. I like it. So anytime Kevin Yu puts his name on a product, do not ever second guess it. It's gonna be a hit. I mean, you guys should know by now. Kevin Yu is, and he doesn't put his name on something unless he strictly believes in it. And every time he drops a deck, that is proof in the pudding. All right. So yeah. Same with Riffle Shuffle. You know, they're taking over the cardistry deck game, one deck at a time. I mean, we've seen that countless times with this deck, the squeezers that I just reviewed. I'll leave it up top. The neon line deck that I reviewed as well. You know, the peelers. I mean, the list goes on, and you know they're not done. So be on the lookout for what they are doing. So yeah. So like I said, I would have gave it a 5 out of 5, but that's why. So yeah. So that's it for today, guys. I want to thank Riffle Shuffle for sending this deck out and Kevin Yu so I can do this deck review for you. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it for you guys. And hit that like button if you enjoyed this video as well. Subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you beautiful people on the next one.